Welcome back to Shane's Main Shop. Today I'm going to show you how to change the nozzle in your furnace or boiler. In this case it's a hot air furnace, and I had some water in the line because the tank ran empty. When I filled it back up we ended up with a lot of water, so I had to change the filter, and I think I showed a video on that already once, and we have to bleed it, but I know the nozzle is now plugged. Now I already had this apart, so the nozzle's not going to look as bad as it was when I first took it apart, but I'm going to show you what to do to get it apart. This is an older transformer, so it's much bigger. A lot of the newer ones now are much smaller, but you'll see it's hinged right here, and at the front end of it, up in here, hopefully you can see, there's usually at least one of these, sometimes another on the other side. You're just going to loosen this, and then this little tag will come out of the way, and then you can just pull back on the transformer and that'll lift right up. Now, should go without saying that you want to make sure your system is shut down, powered off, and no power going to anything. And again, this is just a video for entertainment. Don't do what I do at home. Call a professional. Alright, moving right along. So this just reveals the inside workings here of the transformer that sends the power to your electrodes here, and then makes the spark up at the other end where the oil shoots out and then fires it. So right here you're going to see you have your oil line going in, and it's attached to the pipe going in here that feeds the nozzle. First thing you want to do is shut off the oil, which I've already done. You're going to loosen that up so this is loose, and sometimes you want to give it a tap to make sure that valve seats down in. Once you've done that and that's shut off, just going to take a wrench, break this nut loose here. Once you do that, you can go ahead and just loosen it right up. Back that out of your way. Then you want to loosen this one up too. And sometimes you use a pair of pliers on this, but this should not be over tightened. It's just the place, it just holds the your thing in place here. And there's some adjustments here you don't want to mess with unless you know what you're doing. Then you're just going to reach down in here, grab this, wiggle it around a little bit. It'll come out, and just turn it up like this and pull it out. Now keep in mind, lots of times you will get oil out of this, and it can be a little bit messy, so you want to be careful of that and be ready to collect that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the nozzle off. Now I already broke it loose. Typically what you would do, now you can have I have a nozzle wrench, but for anybody that doesn't have one, you can do this with a couple adjustable wrenches or proper size wrenches. You're just going to want to put one wrench on the unit itself here, and then the other wrench on your nozzle, and you're going to break it loose. And you want to put it on the ground like this and break it loose like that. Be careful not to mess with these electrodes here too much. They're typically set in a way that they fire the best. Sometimes you do have to adjust them, but when you put the wrench on, you don't want to just bend it right out of whack. And also, these are porcelain, so they can break. Be careful with that as well. Go ahead and pull this nozzle off. And this is usually when you get more oil out of this. Once you release this, oil will come out, but I've already had this apart. Then you're just going to want to clean it up and get the size of your nozzle. And mine here is a 6080B, so I'm just going to replace that with the same one. There's several different sizes you can use. The other thing you want to do is clean this all up. But I'm just going to show you how to do the nozzle today. I'll clean this all up. So I did clean it up quite a bit, and I sprayed some cleaner down inside here. Not always necessary to do extensive, but this thing was misfiring really, and really got gummed up. I'm going to do some more cleaning, but for the purpose of this video, I just want to get this back together for you. So I got my new nozzle here. You can see it's in much better shape than the other. When I pulled this one out, it was actually all caked up here with water and sludge and stuff. So this one's in much better shape. We're going to go ahead and put this one back. Now you want it tight, but you don't want to break it. Alright, that should be good. And now we're going to go ahead and put this back in the burner, and we'll show you how this goes. Again, make sure that I clean these up too a little bit. You can see they're a little cleaner than they were. So you got these things here that actually hold it centered in the shaft there. Sit down in there, and then you're just going to take that other end and line it back up with this original hole here, like that. Once that's in there, you take this retaining nut here, get it back on there, snug that up, and that's going to put that back into position where it's supposed to be. Then you're going to go ahead and reconnect your oil line. Again, this here you want it snug, but you don't want to break it. It's good and snug. Alright. And also while you're at it, it doesn't hurt to check your Cadzel bulb here. Make sure that eye is good and clear in the end there. It's nice and clean, not all sooted up. And these have to land on top of those springs there. So the only thing you want to be cautious when you put this back is that you don't pinch any of these wires here. Usually they give you plenty of room, but there are cases where it can get pinched. So just be careful when you do that. Get that back down in there. Then you're going to swivel that thing, that little tab back over. Tighten that screw down so it can't open up during operation. And that's all there is to it. So if you have a furnace that needs a nozzle changed, this is one way you can do it if you don't want to call somebody out to your house. But again, this is entertainment purposes only. Don't do what I do at home. Have a great day, and thanks for swinging by Shane's Main Shop. We'll see you in the next video.